What's up, y'all? Just letting you know that our audio got kind of messed up for this episode. The audio is coming out of the camera instead of the mics, which is slightly annoying, but that's just for this episode. And next episode, it'll be all good, but thank you for your patience, and I'm sorry if it's kind of hard to hear. But next episode, it'll be back. But thank you for your patience. We appreciate it. Bye. Hope you enjoy. How do you, feel about Pride in general, though?
I haven't done much Pride related this year.
We
tried.
By the time this episode comes out, Pride Month will be
It's
over.
over, basically, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, it's over for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I wanted to do more, you know? I really did.
I don't know.
I heard a lot of places around here didn't really show up, though.
No.
They were, small.
Yeah.
I was shocked about that, because there were, first Prides in a lot of towns here.
This town that we're in right now, they had a Pride.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't big.
It wasn't?
Nope.
That's upsetting.
I know.
There's just not enough gay people here.
I guess. Dude, I mean, I think people are fucking scared around here. To come out and be like, yo, this is me.
Yeah, I mean,
Political climate ain't the best.
I mean, actually, that reminds me of the Target Pride collection debacle.
Oh, God. Where they stopped selling shit.
Yeah. Did they get, sued or something? Did that actually happen?
I don't know.
I think they got sued and stopped selling
Yo, yes.
stuff.
Yes.
But then I went into Target and I still saw, a Pride collection, though, so.
Yeah, they had certain things, certain items they refused to sell.
Oh, certain
Like,
items.
they would-
Kids' items, I'm guessing.
Yes, they would have it in the section, and you go to the checkout, and they'd be like, oh, this item can't be sold.
Well, then why are you fucking selling it?
I don't know.
That makes me mad at Target.
Yeah. Well, that's how, people come out and try to show up in, 1 month. And, they do nothing else for us the rest of the year.
If I was in Target and I saw, a baby onesie that said, I don't know, pro-abortion or, pro whatever the fuck, I don't know, I would be like, wow, that's bad. At least that wasn't on a shirt or anything, or not pro-abortion, but, pro...
No, don't say that.
Pro-life, pro-not life, pro-whatever the fuck, I feel like...
pro-life.
I'd be like, wow, I wouldn't put my kid in that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sue Target. Jesus Christ.
I know. Yeah, facts. Nah, I'd get him a pro-abortion onesie, 100%. Put it right on my baby.
Pro-abortion.
Yeah, right on my little kid.
I had a friend once that was trying to say that he was, pro-choice. And then he was trying to say pro-life, and he was like, yeah, I would be pro-abortion. I'm like, oh, you're pro-abortion. I thought that was so funny.
I mean, yeah, that's facts. Me too, bro.
Just abort them all.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Facts.
That brings me into the next topic, though, because I think, was it last week or the week before? I don't really remember now.
I can talk about that.
That middle ground video that we watched.
Oh, God.
The trans men versus cis men.
Yes,
one.
sir.
There was I might need your phone. There was a gay guy in it who is transphobic.
Yeah, what's his name?
I found his name's Clarkson.
I thought it was Joey. No.
Who the fuck is Joey?
I don't know.
No, I think his name is Clarkson. You go into our TikTok, go into the save.
Yes, sir.
Shut up and listen, kid.
Oh. Okay.
He posted, I found him on TikTok, he posted a few TikToks that were concerning, and some of them were about Pride, which is why I thought of it.
This is why public acceptance of gay people is declining. Nobody in their right mind wants to be completely inundated with pride flags for the month of June, whether you are gay or straight. We are all sick of it. I don't need to see a pride flag to feel welcome in my country or to not feel oppressed. Do you know what this says to me? Not that we're a marginalized community. In fact, it says the opposite. That we are a community that incessantly needs validation in order to feel welcome in society because we're so insecure about ourselves. If this is something that you feel like you need every June, ask yourself why. Because anybody in their right mind, gay or straight, doesn't need this or want it. This is not equality. This is privilege. And I hate to break it to you, but true equality doesn't come with privilege. So are we really fighting for equal rights, or are we fighting for special treatment?
Bro, you know what I just love though too? Is that it's always gay and straight, bro. Nobody ever gives a fuck about us.
No, not at all. But also, like, don't you love how he's speaking for the entire community? He's just like, gay people hate this. Gay people don't like this. Are you kidding?
And then they wonder why we got a badass taste in our mouth when it comes to gay people.
Also, that's not how I feel. And I don't feel like I need special treatment either.
No.
Like,
are you kidding me?
I see a pride flag and I feel prideful.
Yeah.
Like, I feel good.
I
I
don't
see an
need it.
American flag and I want to die.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
I don't feel prideful looking at an American flag.
Why would
I just
you
wanna
when your
throw up,
rights are
actually.
taken away?
Exactly.
And but they don't get that, bro. Like, I don't know, bro.
And nobody's asking for special treatment. We're asking for equality.
Yeah,
actually.
facts.
Actually.
And not just in June. Like,
No, yeah, and like the fact that June is the only time where
I don't like that.
we get somewhat of a voice.
Yeah.
I think that's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If anything, I don't like Pride Month because of that.
Yeah.
like what?
I don't know. That just to me, and I say this all the time, but like, you're insecure about being gay. Like, tell me you're insecure about being gay without telling me.
That's like Kelly Cadigan. She's insecure about being trans.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, let me ask you something. Like, do you think gay people care about us and actually acknowledge our existence?
I think that a lot of them do, but there are a lot that don't.
Yeah. Well, do you feel like there's more that don't understand us?
Well, yeah, I think that a lot of
Go ahead.
maybe a little controversial, but I think that a lot of gay girls
Yeah, facts. Factual.
are transphobic.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a good amount of them.
Yeah.
The ones that are more masculine, I feel like, are definitely a little transphobic
Yep.
sometimes, because I feel like
I can tell you a story about that.
because I feel like in their minds it's well, I dress more masculine and I don't feel like I need to be.
I'm not a guy.
So that can't be real.
Yeah.
You have to be confused.
Bro, that's facts. They don't understand.
No, and some of them are.
I was a tomboy, and I'm still a girl.
Oh, well, I'm happy.
Okay, good for you, bro.
Good for you.
Awesome. Wish could have been me.
I know, right?
My life was easier when I was gay.
Facts.
Dude, especially when it comes to dating, bro. I talk about this a lot with like my close friends. Like, I would have had it a lot easier dating as a gay girl. It's just facts. I can go on any app, bro, and like everybody loves a masked girl, bro. Everybody.
The hey mamas.
But
I hate that. Yeah, no, that's like, I think I've said this before, but that's like one of the first things my dad said to me.
Yeah,
when
you
I came
said
out.
that.
Yeah, was, you should just stay the way you
Oh
are.
my.
It'll be a lot easier for you. And I was like, thanks, Dad.
Oh god. No, that hit me straight in the chest, bro. Damn. I mean, but yo, it's kind of facts. We have it hard. Like, not that you should stay the way you were, because fuck that. But we have it hard, bro.
You want to know his actual words?
No, that was the watered down version.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, God.
I hope he never sees this. But he was like, oh god.
Oh,
this is
God.
bad. This is
I'm ready. Okay, go ahead.
he goes, you'd catch a lot more ass if you stayed the way you are.
What?
I said, Father, no!
No.
Yeah.
No.
My dad's a good one.
I love you for that. Yo,
thanks,
that's
Daddy.
I mean, yeah. Haven't got ass in a minute. So, dude, also though, like, for me, dating as a trans guy, I need to, like, really get to know a girl. Like, I need to get to know her. I need to know she's a good person. Like, I can't just go out, pick up a girl, and go home.
No one night stands for me.
Nope.
None. Can't do that.
I think I could have if I was born a cis guy. Really.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Like, I would just go out and be like, hey, what's up?
I mean, there are a lot of cis men that don't do one night stand either.
Yeah.
But not a lot.
I just feel like we're never gonna know what that's like.
Yeah. If I can have that conversation with the girl before that, no matter the time length of how long I've known her, if I could just have that conversation with her first, then I think I'd be fine.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
But it's like, in what world does that happen?
In what world do you meet a girl
Exactly.
and then the same night have that conversation and then do the do?
Exactly.
It takes a little bit of time.
And that defeats the whole purpose of us feeling like we're more than just a trans guy, you know? Like, I want to just get with a girl and never have to have those words come out of my mouth.
No.
Like,
You want to have the conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to.
But also, though, like, in my humble opinion, one night stands are icky.
Mhm.
I don't really like them. It's not my... Even
It's
if
not
I
my
was-
jam
Even
either.
if I wasn't trans or...
But, like, just to know what it's like to be comfortable going out to a setting where, like,
yeah.
guys and girls mingle. Like,
Like having that confidence.
Yeah.
Like thinking that you could if you wanted
exactly.
to.
Bro, I legit, though, the first thing that I ever did that felt similar to that was I gave a random girl my number. Just randomly.
That's the...
Just randomly. Never called me. But it was so badass, though.
And it feels badass.
We went to a taco place. I was at work during our break, and my coworker would always tell me how he met his wife. Like, he picked her up at a Burger King. And
Burger King.
I was like, yo, alright, so let's see what's up. So we went to go get tacos, and the girl I was with was like, oh, she's cute. I was like, yeah, she's kind of cute. And then she was like, oh, give her your number. I was like, fuck no. We leave. I'm like, you know what? YOLO. I write down my number, I go back inside, I'm like, here you go.
Yeah. That's balling.
Yeah, dude.
I've never done anything like that.
That was my first time in my 24 years of living.
Did it give you any confidence? What'd you do?
I mean, she didn't call me, so that in itself's not the biggest confidence booster. But the fact that I did that, bro,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if she calls me, at least I did it.
Now you can do it again.
Exactly, and it'll be easier.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard for trans guys to have that confidence.
It's so hard, dude. It's so. What do you think is the first thing going through your head, though, that's making it hard? Like, what are you most nervous about? Is it the girl not accepting you? Is it you having to put out there that you're trans? Like, what is it?
That's a good question.
Like, what's the hardest part about dating for you?
The hardest part about dating in general is probably that. I mean, you're probably that much trans, you know what I mean? Like, I have to fucking...
It's just that I exist as myself. That's facts.
And I'm me.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I feel like the thing that scares me the most going into something is probably that I'm different. When it comes to like cis men.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
having to state that you're different and having to have that conversation, I think is
That sucks.
yeah.
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 Wish I could have just stayed in my relationship while I was transitioning, bro.
And that's
Never come out again.
Yep. That's what makes it a lot
So hard.
But then you find somebody who is really accepting.
One of us does. That's right, my time will come.
Go.
I'm gonna sit in the back seat for a little bit.
Yeah,
Just chill.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, being single is, I feel like being single for trans guys, while it's kind of sad, is relationships make a trans guy's life a lot easier sometimes, but also make it a lot fucking harder. Like, being single as a trans guy can force you to learn
Yeah.
so much more about yourself, and that's for
Yes.
anybody, people who aren't trans, but like, to explore yourself and what you want and what you need and what you're
Yeah.
comfortable with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely needed, and I spent a lot of time in
Me
relationships
too.
my whole life. I've never been really single in my life, you know what I mean? So I feel like,
That's facts.
yeah, I feel like you definitely need to take time,
Yeah.
especially for a trans guy, to like
Oh yeah.
understand yourself, because you can't love anybody else until you love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's definitely true. Like, this is the longest I've ever been single, and after my last relationship, I was just like, I need a girl, like, to feel good, you know?
And that's the bad part.
Exactly.
You have to not feel that way
Exactly.
in order to be with
And then
someone.
get a girl, exactly, because then you don't need her. It's like you just want her around.
Exactly, and relationships don't work if you need
Exactly.
that person. It
Facts.
should be, in my humble opinion, I think it should be like, you can live without that person.
Yep.
You just choose to not want to.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. How do you feel about trans people dating each other?
Ooh. I think hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Would you ever date a trans person?
yeah. I mean, I think it would be pretty unfair of me to think that it's transphobic to not date, like, as for a cis person, to say I don't want to date a trans person. I think it'd be unfair of me to
then
here
say
and
you
I wouldn't.
Do you think it's different for us though, because dysphoria plays a
I
role?
do, yeah, I was about to say that. I do think that
Because I kind of do too.
for trans people, dating other trans people or feeling that way, I feel like it is a little different just because dysphoria comes into play
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I think, I don't know, how do you feel?
That's where it's muddy waters a little bit, because, like, it does, I could see people being like, "Well, you're transphobic if you wouldn't date a trans person." But, like, also, there's things I avoid because they're dysphoria-inducing, and, like, it depends on how people are intimate with each other. Like, it depends what that person likes and, like, what that person needs. Like, because for me, I know what I need to feel affirmed. And, like, if that doesn't line up with the person I'm with,
Right.
you know?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it comes down to, like, the intimate needs, I guess. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
That's with anybody.
because if one trans person likes things done a certain way that you don't like, then you just want to date that trans person. But if another trans person
Yeah,
does it differently, then, like, yeah. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Would you also, like, would you date, like, a trans guy, a trans girl, somebody who's non-binary?
Well, I feel like I don't label myself
Yeah,
when it comes to that. I don't think I'm gay. I don't think I'm straight. I don't think I'm pansexual. I'm just fucking living out here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Facts.
When it comes
Me too.
down to the, and you know, when you say that, people are like, oh, that person will just date anybody. Like, no, I'm not out here dating anybody. It's like, if
Yeah,
I think
right.
you're cool, you're cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have a preference. Like, I don't, yeah, I mean, I think I only have a history of dating girls, cis girls, you know? So everything else is kind of new to me.
Yeah.
And it would take a little bit to get used to, I think, you know? But, yeah, so it's like whoever I'm attracted to. I'm not going to just base it off of how somebody identifies.
Right.
If I'm attracted to somebody,
Mhm.
then I guess it doesn't matter, you know?
And do you, like, genuinely, because I feel like sometimes even I teeter on this, but do you genuinely think that it's transphobic for a cis person to say, no, I would not date a trans person? Like a hard no, just I wouldn't do that.
I can't say that it is, because if I can sit here and say it depends, so can they. Like, and I have to say that.
Yeah.
Cause like then I look like an idiot or an asshole. Like if I'm like, oh, I wouldn't date this person. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
cause it is like what you're attracted to. I can't control what somebody's
I
attracted to.
do feel like everyone's allowed to have a preference.
Exactly.
You're allowed to have a preference in what you like. It's just like, when I feel like people are like, no, never, would never date a
Yeah,
trans
see,
person,
that's
I feel like you're confused.
Yeah.
I feel like you're confused about
Yep.
what trans means.
Yep.
Because there's so many different variations of that.
Yep.
And you could,
exactly.
like, you know what I mean?
No, that's just transphobic because they're ignorant. Like,
Yeah, it's being,
saying no to a whole population of people.
yeah.
Come on, like.
Mhm.
But yo, you know, like what's kind of crazy though too is like, I know like we have it hard dating, but then like when it comes to trans women, like because I haven't talked to a lot of trans girls in my life, and after meeting some and talking to them about our experiences dating, like to hear that they have cis guys like basically think that they're an experiment, and like cis guys are like, well then isn't that gay because I'm with you, even though they're a woman, like, and that type of stuff. Like, I mean, I don't run into a lot of cis girls that think they're gay to date me, you know.
That is one of my fears, that like I would be with a girl and they would think that they are gay because of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of terrifying.
Because no, you're not gay.
Like,
Yeah, but it's just so much easier. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I think it just goes to show like cis guys are ignorant as fuck, because
yeah, I mean, like I've heard there's a lot of like
so much transphobia in the gay, especially in the gay guy community.
oh my god, no fucking
For-
Clarkson.
Yeah,
What
when
kind of
it,
name's Clarkson? Like,
that's facts.
thinking about him again. Sorry, but I think there was another one. Yeah, can I show you another?
Yeah.
To those of you who told me that I was wrong for saying that pride is no longer about love, acceptance, and inclusion, but about sex, attention, and exclusion, read it and weep. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, which I'm sure most of you do, the White House had a pride celebration, and one of the people who were invited, a trans model, decided to get topless in solidarity with the letter T of the LGBTQIA+. Now, thankfully, the White House responded, said the behavior was inappropriate, that this person will not be invited back to
Why is it
future
inappropriate?
events. But this speaks to a way larger issue amongst our community that nobody really wants to talk about. If you go to a pride parade, this behavior is completely normal. It's actually very tame compared to what you're going to see walking down the streets. When you look at this, do you actually think the people who already assume that gay people are sex maniacs and uncivilized, acclimated into society as normal people?
I can't.
I think he's very.
He's so off, dude. So
He's
off.
just off.
He's off.
I think he's scared of sex.
Why is it bad for us to walk around shirtless?
Bro, like,
If a cis guy took his shirt off any day of the fucking week, would it be a problem?
And I think he's saying that a trans girl did it. Okay.
Okay.
What about it?
Guess what? She's fucking allowed to. It's her body, her fucking choice.
And then, like, with cis women, it's all, like, free the nipple, and they
Exactly,
can walk
bro.
around shirtless.
Yep.
Everyone's like, woohoo, women's rights. And then a trans girl does it, and it's the end of the fucking world.
Yep. It's like, oh my god, you're sexualizing everybody around you.
And there's a trans guy in that video, too, that showed up.
I saw
He's
that.
throwing a hissing fit about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem
Why?
there? I don't know.
You don't take your shirt off, bro?
He has another video somewhere of him talking about how. Oh, hey, actually, I think I'm gonna play another one. Sorry.
Keep hearing about a community as if everybody who's LGBTQ who falls in that spectrum would agree on, one political issue or this political issue.
Is he on Fox News?
It doesn't work that way among straight people, and straight people don't call themselves a community. Isn't it a little bit, I don't know, demeaning or confining, or what would you make of it?
Well, I'm Gen Z. I grew up not facing much discrimination for being gay. So
Good for
to
you,
me,
bro.
being in a community based off of my sexuality is just ludicrous. Being gay in 2023 in America, at least,
Okay,
is the
good for
same
you.
thing as being a person with blue eyes that's in America.
Is
It's
it?
just a part of you.
I'm glad you feel that way,
Surround
bro.
myself with people that share my values,
I'm
not
glad you
share
feel that
about
way.
what I do in the bedroom. So I've never really understood this whole idea that we need to be a community now. The whole goal of the movement was to
So
become, a part of the American community
So
and not
privileged.
have to separate ourselves from society.
The fact that
But
you
it
can
seems
do
like
that.
it's now become a movement of exclusivity instead of inclusivity.
How?
Interesting. And you know what?
Because if you're cis, you're not welcome in our fucking, T community.
Imagine having so much fucking privilege that you could get on TV and be
I'd
like,
say that.
I'm gay, but it's not that much. Like, it's fine.
I'm regular, normal, and I don't need a community. Okay,
Tell me
good
you
for
want to get
you.
accepted so badly. Like,
Let's
imagine being that
compare the
embarrassed in your
numbers, bro.
community.
What'd you say?
Imagine being that embarrassed of your own community.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, he's ashamed. Yeah, it's just
that
so
people have
funny.
pride? That people are, happy and, want rights? I'm sorry, bro.
That's honestly, that's if we got up on the news and was these trans people are using neo pronouns. Come on, no. However we may feel about diversity within this community, or diversion from the binary trans categories and whatever. Yes, it's different, and it takes us even as binary trans people to get educated. But I would never go on TV and say
And put
something's
people
wrong.
down.
Exactly.
Yeah. fine, have your stupid opinions, but
Yeah.
like, why are you getting on the news and tearing down your own fucking community?
Yeah, because it's not his community. It's not. That's why. And because there's gay people out there that have mad fucking privilege and they don't care about the other side of the community. Like let's compare the numbers of how many of you die versus us. Like, if you look at the numbers, it's plain and fucking simple. We have it fucking hard. I mean, I'm never gonna not die on that hill, bro.
I mean, like,
I don't have that. I'll never in my lifetime have the privilege to get on TV and say that.
I don't know a single trans person that would get up on TV.
Only Caitlyn Jenner.
And well, even Caitlyn Jenner. I don't even know if Caitlyn Jenner would get up on Fox News and be like, "There's no point in having a trans community because being trans is just like having blue eyes now."
Yeah, because you can't say that.
No, you can't.
Because it's still so fucking taboo.
And he's wrong. Being gay is not like having blue eyes. Like,
But for him it is.
yeah.
Because he walks around like he's not gay. Like, you know, because he's ashamed of that part of himself probably.
That's facts. He feels like he needs to hide it.
Because he wants to feel accepted by.
Feeling you don't have to hide a part of yourself to be accepted.
Yes.
Just surround yourself with people
With
that will
people that
accept you
accept
and
you.
accept the fact that people are not going to accept you.
Exactly.
Like, God.
You have to have a lot of insecurity, bro. And it just really hones in on the fact that trans people are never included in the conversation. They're just not. Even when it comes to pride, bro. Pride is about love is love and being out and proud. And like, dude, like coming out for us never stops at coming out.
No, yeah. Once you come out as gay, you're done.
Yeah,
You're done.
exactly.
But when you're trans, you come out almost every
Countless
day.
of fucking times, yeah. And who thinks about us the most, like, during Pride? Like, not many people. Like, a lot of it is
You know,
just
like,
coming out as gay.
Exactly. Like, every time, like, I'm during June, I'm driving down the street and I see a pride flag, it's like, okay, yeah, woo, awesome, happy about that. But, like, when I see a trans flag during
That's
Pride
different,
Month,
bro.
I'm like, let's fucking
Exactly.
go.
Because people
like,
think of us.
people do not think of, I mean, like, now more than ever they do during Pride Month, but, like, I don't know.
It's still so separated, bro. And you know what, too? Like, who started Pride? Fucking trans women. They should get all the fucking credit, bro. Stonewall. That's how that shit happened. If it wasn't for fucking us, you gay people wouldn't have a fucking Pride. So, like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's start celebrating the part of the community that helped us get to where we are now.
Yeah. You think it'll ever be like way in the future? Do you think that it'll ever be like, okay, gay and lesbian people will have
Their own Pride.
their own pride, and then trans people will have their own pride?
That'd be awesome.
I would love to have like,
Trans Pride.
yeah. I
Yeah.
would love to have that.
Because it's different, bro. It's different. Our experiences are different. Sexual orientation is different than gender identity. Like, we don't lump in as one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want us to be one when it comes to defending each other, because we're not.
Right.
And that's kind of ironic, because we are in the same community.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say that it's under the same umbrella, but sometimes it's not.
No,
Like,
no.
I don't know. I'll fight just as hard against homophobia than I will transphobia. But
Yeah,
like,
me too.
it is the same community, but also like not.
Yeah.
You know. Like,
And that's why when they do research, bro, it's trans and gender nonconforming and trans and non-binary. Like, when they do stats on that side of the community, because when you compare suicide rates and mental health issues and deaths by murder, like, it's a lot bigger on our side, the numbers. Like, and that's just a fact. You can't deny that. And like, that's not us saying that like being gay is not hard or not a struggle.
it definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And like, mind you, we were before we came out.
Exactly,
Like,
bro.
I feel like we're allowed to have a stance on
Exactly.
it, you know, because I was.
We
before I
had
was
that
trans.
life, yeah. And we knew what it was like. Like, dude, was I scared to hold a girl's hand in public when I pre-transitioned? Of course.
Mhm.
But it got so easy to the point I never thought about it. Like, And that's also privilege too, though.
I mean, like, now I can hold a girl's hand in public and not feel like I'm being
Yeah, that
stared
you're being looked at.
So there
that's another side
are
of it.
aspects that it's like, okay, yes, that's easier for me now, but like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, everyday life, bro. It's a little different.
Yeah.
It is. You're right. It's coming out constantly. It's changing our entire makeup. Like, it doesn't stop at saying I'm trans. Like, I'm trans means taking hormones, means getting like, for us, you know? Like, it doesn't ever stop.
Ride never stops.
But, yeah.
Can I ask you a random question?
Yeah, ask me.
Yeah, I was reminded of it because of the middle ground video, the detransitioning
Ooh.
aspect of things. Do you think that if somebody detransitions, they're trans, and then they realize I don't want to be trans anymore, and they detransition,
You're not trans.
were they ever trans?
No. I don't think so. Cause if you are trans, you know innately that something is not right. And that you're not born in the right body. Like, that, for me, that's what being trans was.
Right.
I can't speak for everybody, though.
But like, I feel on a, like, a societal level, they were trans. You know what I mean? But like deep down.
Yeah.
Deep down.
Were they, though, like, deep down?
No, because then you're saying that it's so easy to change your mind and it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the problem we run into.
Yeah.
Is that people who, like, yes, we want to validate everybody's experiences. That's fine with me. But, like, you're then making it look like a choice. And it's not, bro. I did not choose this life. And, like, if I could redo and undo, like, maybe I mean, I don't really feel like that now. But, like, if I could just hit a button and say I'm not trans anymore, that'd be great.
Right.
But, like, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. And not to say that, like, detransitioning is easy. It's
No.
as easy as hitting a button. But it's like, I don't know. I don't judge anybody who detransitions. You know what I mean? It happens. Like,
Yeah, it happens.
You think something, and then later down the line, you realize it's not for you, and that's completely fine, and that's completely valid. It's just some people, the way they go about it, when you detransition and then say,
Yeah.
then go against the trans community,
Yeah.
I think you're a piece of hot garbage.
Yeah.
Well,
because how can you say that if you're no longer a part of it?
exactly.
Can't speak for us. Because you're not trans. That's the thing. You're not. They go, I was trans. No, but you weren't. You thought you were.
You thought you were. Yeah.
If you were, you wouldn't have changed your mind. Like, it would have just been a thing, you know? And that's why I don't like when they speak about that stuff. Because it's like, you can't speak for me. You didn't have the same experience.
Yeah.
You thought one thing for like a few months or a year or a few years. But then you decided you weren't. Like,
Yeah.
we can't just go back after 3 months and decide we weren't trans. Like,
Dude, imagine though, like being on hormones for years, like 10 years.
That's
and being
wild.
Like, nah, not anymore.
that's wild.
Damn, what if they were like trans for like 10 years and on hormones?
I'm sure that happens.
At that point, are you like
Yeah.
detransitioning, or are you
You just don't like being trans.
just like transitioning again?
Well, you're kind of transitioning again.
Right? Because
Yeah.
like after 10 years of being on
Yeah.
testosterone.
Yeah. Changes happen.
Yeah. Like you would think at that point it's not even detransitioning, that's just transitioning
Again.
again.
But it's just the muddy waters, bro. It's muddy waters because there's so many fine lines, like just determining like what's what. Because there's people who think they're trans for a month and then decide they're not, and then they decide again in a few months that they are. Like, you know, like how do you feel about that? Like just changing with the wind, kinda. And that's a hot take in our community.
I feel like it gives us a bad rep. I won't lie. I think it plays into okay, but like sorry. There's a difference between changing your mind and realizing that you're gender fluid. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because I don't want to say that gender fluid people are
That's a thing.
They
Yeah.
are. But you know you're gender fluid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know that your gender does not align with only one. And that's okay.
Yep.
But to I don't know.
Go ahead.
To just change your mind very often.
Yeah. How is that trans?
I don't think
Be-
that's it.
Yeah. That's where we have problems in the community,
I
though.
think though that like I don't know. It becomes a slippery slope. I feel like because
And I honestly feel like sometimes we can't talk about this stuff.
I also feel like though that like you know how the word transgender is an umbrella term
Yeah.
for like gender fluid people
Yeah.
and non-binary people. I don't think I've ever understood that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because to some people in our community, being trans means having dysphoria and changing something about your body. That's to some people what being trans means. And honestly, that's kind of the binary trans experience, is it not?
Yeah.
We're changing our bodies to fit a binary because we don't feel...
about non-binary people. Because
I know, because some of them get a medical transition too.
yeah, but some non-binary people call themselves trans.
Yeah, because it's an umbrella term, I know.
I've never understood that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I never understood that. Like I think it's a bad thing. I just simply don't get it.
I think it's because we have the experience and idea in our head that being trans comes with some type of medical transit. Like for me, that's what I think of. Like, because if a non-binary person, because I know non-binary people who've gotten top surgery, they're trans to me.
Yeah.
That's trans.
Do they call themselves trans? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just trans masculine
Yeah.
or trans feminine. Like,
So if you call yourself trans masculine, it doesn't mean you have male pronouns. It just means you're more masculine. Person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to me, that they've still had some sort of transition.
Right.
And I think that's where we get into the division in the community, because for some people you don't need a transition to be trans.
Yeah.
But how though?
Like a medical transition or
Any kind of transition, social, medical, legal.
even if you're non-binary, like or gender fluid, you're still trans. You're just not medically sometimes.
Yeah, true. But that's trans to me.
Right. Yeah.
But how do you not have dysphoria and be trans?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day, and I don't know.
Like what does that look like for you? Like,
How do you not have?
dysphoria and be trans?
Actually, like, you want to bring up our TikTok video about having dysphoria trans, because there was a lot of comments, and I actually I learned some stuff.
Did you?
I did. Okay, so some of the comments on the TikTok that we posted about if you need dysphoria to be trans. Some of them read, for some people it's not about what they dislike about themselves, but what they would feel better having. But isn't that still dysphoria?
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yes,
dysphoria.
it is. You feel better having something else.
Yeah, that's dysphoria.
That's dysphoria.
Okay, next.
Yeah. Oh, this is good, bro.
I think a lot of people also say they don't have dysphoria because dysphoria has been boiled down to like one specific type for so long.
Yeah, we had said that dysphoria can be social, medical, legal, anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be medical.
Also social dysphoria, for example. There's also euphoria too, but others here already explain that. So they're saying.
Wait, what?
I think a lot of people also say they don't have dysphoria, but dysphoria is boiled down to one specific type.
Yes, I heard that one.
And then
What was the other one?
social dysphoria, for example. There's also euphoria too. But like,
That's different. Euphoria is different than dysphoria.
oh, this is a good one. I don't want to change my body as much as I want to change how I flow through the world. Which I think you said it in the last episode. Like that's social.
That's social, yeah.
Right?
I gotta think about that one though, because it's like, is that a choice at that point?
It's still dysphoria though, because you still want to come off a certain way. You still want people to see you a certain way. So
Okay.
it is still dysphoria, I feel like.
I think it would have to be exactly that though. It would have to feel so
Yeah.
overwhelmingly not right
Right.
to flow through life one way, to get you to change it. But for some people, they just wake up and change it. They don't have overwhelming anything. And to me, how is that dysphoria?
If they change it.
Change it without feeling like they have to.
Why would you?
People do, bro. People wake up and just go, hey, today, you know? And that's just a fact, dude. Like, there's no denying that happens.
Right. Huh. That's great.
But is that trans and is that dysphoria? That's where it gets muddy.
Plenty of people without dysphoria still experience euphoria when they do transition. I was mostly ambivalent.
Ambivalent. Ambivalent.
About my body, but since hormones, I finally have a body that brings me joy.
Okay, that's being trans.
You don't have to be suffering to deserve something better. Nobody's saying
you are suffering a little bit. Like, you can't deny that. And see, that's where people, I think, just get insecure. Like,
yeah.
About admitting.
But what's wrong about having dysphoria?
That's the problem.
Wrong.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
people think it's so bad.
Yeah. I feel like there's nothing wrong with having dysphoria.
There's not.
Well, there is.
I mean, it sucks and I want to kill myself.
There's nothing to be
ashamed about.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Thank you.
That's what I think comes into play, too.
Yeah.
People are ashamed to say that.
Or it's like, you have no problem saying that you're trans and being out as trans, but you're embarrassed to say that you're dysphoria.
No, it's not dysphoria, it's euphoria.
That doesn't make sense. This person, why would I transition? Why would I transition if you didn't feel uncomfortable about something about you? That's dysphoria, baby.
Facts.
Yeah.
Who is that? I love them.
Q-Tip Kai.
Thank you.
I love that fucking name. That's hilarious. Yeah.
I agree. Fat agreement.
Done here. I have gender dysphoria about my top half, and this is definitely something that should be talked about more, even if not transitioning per se.
Yeah. You can have dysphoria about your body, 100%.
What if someone is just kind of okay with how their body is, but they know they would be happier if they transition? That's
dysphoria.
That's dysphoria, y'all.
Like, you don't have to have crippling depression.
No.
You can have a little bit of dysphoria about certain things.
And dysphoria isn't always like fucking sitting in front of a mirror shaking and crying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it can be just like, oh wow.
Being uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I wish this was a little different.
Yeah.
And that's dysphoria.
That's dysphoria.
Ooh, this is called gender. I can't read apparently. Gender Can you? Yeah. Abs.
This is called gender dissonance, which is less body related and more emotional, mental, social. A lot of trans folks experience both, but not always. Alright, cool.
What does that mean?
It's like a disconnect. Like
Just
not
like
as exactly. Yeah, it's another way to say it. Like, but they're saying, and I understand this, is that gender dysphoria is usually linked with something medical, but they're trying to say it's emotional, mental, social, and like, yes, it can be both or one or the other. It doesn't have to be just medical, but it could be medical and social.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
That I understand, but it's still dysphoria.
It's just dysphoria though.
It's just a different type.
Yeah.
This funny noodle, I agree with this guy. They said, I think trans people who don't have dysphoria do have it, they just don't realize it.
Yeah. I would have to agree.
I would have to agree too. It's a fact.
Might be controversial, but I do think you need. I know we might have said things differently in the
hey, we're allowed to change our minds.
We're allowed to change our minds for sure. And I do think you need genders for it.
Or else everybody.
I'm gonna die on that hill. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Or else everybody walks around thinking it's a choice, and it's not. Exactly. It's not something that's fun or hip or in. It's something that I lived with and realized I could live no longer with it.
Period. Because I feel like
I didn't forget about you that time.
I feel like also if you say that you don't need dysphoria to be trans, you're giving people so much room to play with the thought of being trans.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
and then we're invalid.
Exactly. That dips into people calling themselves dogs or cats or like an animal. And I'm sorry, but
that's
you're not trans if you think you're a fucking cat or a dog. You're not. I'm sorry. But like, I don't care.
Listen, there's some things we gotta die on.
No, and I I'm fucking dying on that hill.
Yeah.
People like that make us look stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. Because being trans is not a fucking choice to wake up and be a thing. It's not.
Nope.
Being trans is like literally being uncomfortable with certain aspects of life. Like, and not knowing what the fuck to do about it.
Do you think people who identify as dogs and cats and horses,
Or like it.
yeah, do you think that they have gender dysphoria? Do you think they
No,
have
I think
dysphoria?
that's
and, like,
entirely different.
right? I don't like.
Because that's not being a cat's not a gender.
There you go.
So gender dysphoria
So-
completely. And that's the thing too, we're not even saying there's only two genders, there's not.
There's not.
It's fluid.
There's more.
But gender is not being an animal.
No.
It's just not.
No. You can have your own category.
Yeah.
Stop calling yourself trans though. Sorry.
I love it.
Because you're right.
Yeah.
It's about gender. And
Yeah.
being a cat is not.
No. And then the cis people have a fucking field day with us.
Oh, they do. They really do.
And not that I care about what cis people say about us, because listen, be proud of who you are. But like, there comes a point where we're expanding the community so much, allowing these cis people in, to then go, oh, okay, I'm gonna wake up and be, like I said, a pterodactyl. And like, that's just not how it works,
No,
bro.
it's not. Like, fine if you want, if you feel that way, you are valid in how you feel, but you are not
Trans.
trans. You are not part of my community because you're different. You're not.
And then,
I'm
hold
not
on,
though.
you know what I'm gonna say though, dude?
What?
People then say that we're gatekeeping the community.
But we're not trying to be
We
animals.
have to have
out here.
boundaries.
We do.
Yeah, we have to have boundaries, or else can we validate trans people's
Because
experiences?
you're trying to be trans.
Yeah.
Like, and you are invalidating me.
Yeah,
And you're making me look stupid.
but people will then fight back and say, "Well, why does it affect you?"
Because then I have cis people up my ass saying
Yeah.
that I want to be a fucking pterodactyl.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You're making
I'm
a
sorry,
choice.
but
You're
yeah,
making a choice.
it's not a choice. The minute being trans turns into a fucking choice, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Because it's not. And trust me, if it was, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Like, I'm so fucking proud of who I am, bro. But
I'm proud of you too.
thank you, bro. But to live this life is not a fucking choice.
I don't want to be no pterodactyl.
Thanks.
When I see videos of like horse girls, like running
I've never
down
seen that and I don't want to.
God, like running down the sidewalk pretending to be a horse, using horse
And that's
pronouns.
legit.
That's legit.
See, that's not us.
No.
That's not
Do I look
us.
like I'm running down the street pretending to be
And
a
dude,
horse?
and that's why people go on Fox News and say some shit, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not like I care what you get up to. That's fine. Do your fucking thing.
Do your
but
thing, bro, but
You're not trans.
yeah.
Anyways, I think that's a good place to stop.
Hopefully we see you next week.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, we really appreciate it. We drop videos every Tuesday.
Kiss off on Tuesday, boys.
If you want to follow our Patreon, we also drop videos there every Tuesday. We would greatly appreciate that. We have a lot of content out there and on Patreon. And
$5, baby. You won't regret it.
yeah, that would be great. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at HRT Podcast, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.